Here's some background on Code Refresh, polling, and citizen views. Our view is that the city has done a miserable job in explaining Code Refresh and reaching out to you, the citizens. By their own admission, they have only presented it to about 5,000 citizens, leaving about 230,000 of us in the dark. In April, we saw that the mayor, in cooperation with Home, had conducted a poll or survey of sorts, and they came up with an obviously bogus figure of 70% of citizens supporting it. As our chairman, Honorable Marty Jewell, likes to say, that is as wrong as two left shoes. We knew better, so we hired a respected New Hampshire pollster, American Research Group. They telephone interviewed 630 Richmond voters. It was a large and expensive poll, and we have 5 short slides which will quickly explain it. Slide. The first slide sought to learn how many citizens had ever heard of Code Refresh. As you can see from the slide, as shown in red, 65% of Richmond voters today have never heard of Code Refresh. That gets back to the city only reaching a small number of citizens. That, we feel, is totally unacceptable. The next slide shows the depth of knowledge citizens have on Code Refresh. The survey found that, of the citizens who had heard of Code Refresh, only 1/3 or 34% of that group, as shown here in black, said they felt well informed. So again, that's poor outreach by the city. You might ask if that was intentional, to keep us in the dark? We are confident we know the answer there. We then asked for those who support or oppose Code Refresh. We were not surprised to learn that, as shown here in yellow or gold, 67% of us are against it as currently written. So friends, the mayor's number of 70% supporting it is truly only about 1/3 of that, or 26%. We find that level of misinformation both very disappointing and highly disturbing. To broaden the scope of the poll, we asked citizens for their views on taxes, because we know there is a 1% sales tax proposal coming at us very soon, and incredibly being proposed by our mayor. Our pollster found that 78% of us, as shown here in purple, feel that real estate and other taxes are already too high, and that by definition, we oppose further tax increases. Is the mayor in touch with us regarding taxes? Our last question was whether we as citizens want the right to vote on Code Refresh in a referendum. This would be instead of having just 5 members of City Council to decide it for us. An overwhelming 68% of voters, as you see depicted in green, said they would like the right to vote and be heard. Another thing our pollster found is that demographically, we all see this about the same, and this is really important. That is, he found that whites and blacks are roughly equally opposed, as are rich and poor, and even young and old. All that came as a great surprise, as the mayor and a few council persons have incorrectly and repeatedly said, quote, "Oh, it's just a few West End white ladies who are against Code Refresh," end quote, and that, my friends, is totally and completely false. So there you have it. Summing up, we verified the following. Number 1. Few Richmonders know about Code Refresh. 2. The city has done a woeful job in explaining it, and that's possibly on purpose. 3. At 67%, we found that the vast majority are opposed to Code Refresh as now written. And 4. The pollster found that by an overwhelming majority, Richmonders feel overtaxed. In closing, let's just say that we hope that our elected officials will listen to these very plain but serious findings, and let's hope that our referendum petition campaign is well supported and is ultimately successful. It is a certainty that if we each will roll up our sleeves and circulate a petition on our own block, and perhaps 2 additional blocks, we absolutely can win our right to vote on this. It is the most important issue to face Richmond in perhaps 75 years. Without trying to be overly dramatic, the fight against Code Refresh is akin to Richmond's modern-day Boston Tea Party. In those days, Americans fought against taxation without representation, and today in Richmond, we are faced with a radical rezoning plan which will harm our neighborhoods, and we have no vote. So yes, Richmond, we know what to do. We can and will right this wrong. Thank you.